Do you remember your favorite cartoon? What was it that made it your favorite? And what if I told you you didn't have to stop watching it just because you got older? If you can understand what I'm talking about, you're probably at an age where you've already grown out of cartoons. I, on the other hand, not only grew up watching them 24/7, I still am. Being exposed to these stories and themes have shaped my values and perspectives of the world, making me a more successful and better person. But why? Cartoons give an escape from everyday life, have complex and real themes and life lessons explored within, don't affect the brain in any negative way, and have large communities where you can bond and make friendships that will last you a lifetime. But let me explain why all these people, including myself, are still watching these lovable animated shows. The escape. Cartoons can help provide a form of distraction or escapism after a long day, whether you're a child coming back home from school or an adult finishing up work. They help you forget about your troubles and responsibilities. And it's also easier to fit 2 or more episodes into your schedule, even for the busiest of lives, because animations are around 5 to 10 minutes long due to the short attention span of children, which are the intended audience. In a cartoon, anything is possible, so everything is more fun. Sherry Lovage, a care worker who found cartoons helped her after an exhausting shift. Lovage says, quote, "Once I'm home, watching these, they allow me to just relax and make me feel much more myself," end quote. Cartoons have also been seen helping people with their mental worries. People can relate to these characters and see themselves in their shoes. Dr. Brian Kong, a doctor of psychology who specializes in therapy and pop culture, shares on the Lifehacker blog published December 15, 2020, the benefits of watching cartoons to deal with mental disorders like depression. Quote, "I think television is sometimes capable of portraying an emotional experience in a richer, nuanced, and more accessible way," end quote. Characters such as Kitty from Batwheels and Dory from Finding Nemo have ADHD. 5% of the population, children and adults, can relate with these characters and experiences and find comfort. Mental illnesses in cartoons. That's a deep topic, right? Well, there are very complex life lessons behind some of these fun animations. James Koser, the co-founder of Parenting Patch, states in a blog he published June 1st, 2025, quote, "I've been keenly aware of how children's animated films hold the unique power to convey essential life lessons through engaging stories and vibrant characters," end quote. Themes such as loss and grief are explored in cartoons like Steven Universe and Adventure Time. These show children it's okay to be sad and let older audiences see these concepts in a more innocent point of view. Other cartoons dive into modern-day problems seen outside. Commonly known for her fun Spanish lessons, Dora the Explorer highlights the importance of embracing diversity. But why are we seeing these topics in cartoons? Characters are relatable, as stated before, and their entertaining personalities make them perfect for delivering these messages in a memorable way. However, there are still a plethora of cartoons that highlight simpler yet important lessons. You know the usual: teamwork, family, good versus bad. It's what cartoons are known for. However, you shouldn't undermine these life lessons. Ultimately, they will turn you into a better teammate, coworker, or even better human being in general. All these qualities seen in these cartoons have landed me into many leadership positions. And along with becoming a better person, cartoons can make you healthier, happier, and smarter. What they do to the brain. An adult might benefit from watching an educational cartoon. With a show like The Magic School Bus, they might just learn something new. Once again, because these characters are relatable. Therefore, deliver these messages in an impactful way. On the other hand, whenever I asked some of my peers why they've never watched SpongeBob, the answer was almost always, "My parents said it makes you dumb." However, this is not the case. While shows like SpongeBob SquarePants and The Amazing World of Gumball aren't making people smarter, they most certainly aren't making people dumber. These shows aren't meant to be educational. A pediatric study shows these cartoons can sometimes overstimulate people, however, don't hinder IQ. These stimuli they make just are merely to keep the audience engaged. So why would you watch these non-educational cartoons? Watching kids shows release hormones like dopamine and endorphins. These hormones help you feel good. They're released from the brain to help relieve pain and stress, according to Mental Health America. All you need to do is just laugh out loud from the part in the show to get all these benefits. However, cartoons don't just affect you mentally. These animations often exceed language barriers, bridging cultural gaps. The enjoyment of cartoons is usually a shared experience because everyone grew up watching them. That's why quoting a famous cartoon line or doing a voice impression of a character can act as a form of social bonding between friends or even strangers, or aka being cultured. Cartoons can be the catalyst for inspiration. Fans all over the world draw, dress up, or even roleplay as their favorite characters. It makes adults feel like kids again. These people aren't alone either. Thousands of fans come together and meet new friends at places like conventions or fan meetups. Now to recap, cartoons, with their fun animation style and acting, help us forget about our troubles. They highlight real problems and life lessons so people can make a difference in their community and even the world. They even benefit the brain. Some use its silly animation to release happy hormones, and others use characters to educate all audiences. Cartoons are also an easy way to bond with others. This explains why everyone, your mind and well-being, can benefit from cartoons despite your age. Now, I think I'll go watch that cartoon I've been seeing everywhere.